Welcome to Kendo Tips. My name is Jose and this is my Golden Examination. I am going to share a little bit of self-reflection from my test, but if you want to skip all that, you can go down to the timestamp below and you can go watch the matches. If you want to talk about it, if you have any questions or any comments, you can leave it in the comments below, join the Discord, or pass on my stream Sundays 3:30 p.m. I wanted to give a little bit of self-reflection on my test. First, to kind of keep record of it and I can remind myself in the future, but also because it might help somebody out there. I want to share a little bit about my focus of training prior to going to the test, what my mindset or my focus during the test was, and some of the things that I learned that I want to kind of work to keep improving my Kendo. First thing is my focus on training. Of course, it was hard because we had 2020 where we couldn't have practice, and then I had very limited time with high-ranking senseis to get practice, but I did seek out advice, especially Griva Sensei helped me a lot watching my videos, watching my Kendo, and giving me a lot of feedback on some of the things that I should do and sort of one of the things that I should be working on. That being said, my first focus was ki, improving my ki. I feel like my ki was too low, too soft, and working on that, I feel that made a big difference in my test, made a big difference for me, and I think ki is such an important part of Kendo, such an important part of doing good and energetic Kendo. With that, Kiken Taichi, I felt also there was a little bit of a discrepancy between my moment of impact and my ki. I still think I need to work on this, but I feel like it's gone way better than it was before. Next point was my distance. Big part with distance was that after coming out from the COVID break, I felt like I was coming in too close, taking way too close, and finding myself in a comfortable position of going from a little bit further away, communicating and approaching my opponent and making the opportunity was a big point of my training prior to my test. And one of the biggest points that I feel like so easy to remember thanks to the way that Griva Sensei puts it is put the leather to the cloth. So aiming with the leather of the shinai to the cloth of the man. That was a great, easy, and simple visual aspect that I could put myself through consistently and work on improving my distance and my proper striking distance. The next point, and it's a term that I kind of came up with, I call it anchoring, and it's that engagement of that left leg to make sure that you have energy and you have force to push forward, to make sure that you take the opportunity where the opportunity is there. This is one of the aspects that I noticed a lot in high-level players, high-level competitors, and high-level senseis, that the left foot is always ready for the next attack right as soon as they move it. So I made a big point of practicing this for myself throughout my time towards my test. And the last point that I really wanted to work on and then drill down was anticipation. Instead of waiting for the opponent to come to me, I was trying to anticipate when the motion was going to be. Of course, it's a little bit non-tangible aspect and it's a little bit hard to kind of pinpoint how to do this, but I always wanted to make sure that I kept myself alert and anticipating when my opponent was going to do something. And that takes me to the test. My focus during the test, my first thing was going forward, making sure, I think that anchoring part made sure for me to always have that forward intention, have that forward momentum, even when I was in one spot. I don't like to say standing still because I didn't feel like I was trying to avoid standing still. I was always trying to feel that I'm going forward. So avoid going backwards, yes, but always have the intention of going forward was a big focus during my test to make sure I was ready and just trying to make sure that my opponent react towards my motions. And coincidentally, that's my next point, is to make my opponent react, not wait for them to do something, just kind of be on top and always try to make sure that they're coming behind onto any motion. Doesn't always work, but that was the mentality. And the last point was to keep always the engagement with my opponent. One of the things that was mentioned to me and it was refreshed to me when I was in Greece training for my test was that after going through, make sure that you're back in Kamae, you always engage forward, not just leisurely pass by, put your shinai down, turn around, it's like, yeah, like reset. No, I was in the mentality of being set at the moment I turn. That was a big point. Also, after a strike, if we happen to clash and go back, keep that engagement, always keep that engagement with my opponent. Now, some of the things that I learned, some of the feedback that I gotten from my test, and overall self-observation, I want to work in more diversity of waza. I feel like I could have done more things during my test. I could have shown a little bit more diversity, not necessarily only on like doing like kote men, kote, like stuff like that, but also on the way I could approach and I could control my opponent's shinai, and also different footwork techniques of moving forward, moving sideways, to make sure that I'm always engaged, keeping the pressure, I'm always ready to take the opportunity when it's presented. And of course, being able to create the openings for different techniques like kote men, kote, kote do, all these different wazas, try to understand better some of the things that I can do to make a proper opening to get those techniques. So anyways, those are some of the things that I feel that I want to keep working on for the future of my kendo. If you have any comments, questions, concern, anything, please leave it in the comments below. You can share them also on the Discord or pass by my live streams on Sundays, 3:30 p.m. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Anyways, thank you very much for watching and enjoy the fight.